afternoon, everybody. It's Brian. Wanted to share with you guys a little success story. So this morning I had a meeting with Thomas that's on our team talking about listings and how are we going to go approach listings and how can we gain listings. So most of you are using the Listings to Leads platform. One of the things that you can do in Listings to Leads is market a property that is either under contract or just sold. So last week we closed 47 Trellis Court, popular property with us. We generated 114 leads on this property and probably closed 3 or 4 transactions because of it. What I want to share with you though is that after that meeting this morning, I ran a just sold ad, marketing the fact that we had just sold this property, and within about 30 minutes, I got my first lead. And we went into my database and they got a text message that just simply said, "Hey, thanks for inquiring about the home in Conroe. What has you thinking about moving?" That led to additional text conversation and booked a 4 o'clock appointment to call the gentleman. And so at 4 o'clock, Thomas and I called the guy and set up basically a $400,000 listing appointment along with probably a $450,000 purchase. So, just wanted to share that. This ad cost me $4 today, and I got $850,000 in volume. So implement it, be proactive, and go get you some listings. Talk to you soon.
All right, everybody. Scott Pierce here at Listings to Leads, and we've actually got more amazing stuff to share with you today on our Facebook ad call. Go ahead and let me know where you're coming in from. Welcome to see everybody. And please email the link. What link are you looking for? I got some people asking about a link. I'm not sure what link, but Derek from South Carolina. Awesome. Myrtle Beach. Nice to see ya. And actually, you know what? There is another post. Hold on a second. Actually, we'll look at this post here, because this guy is on fire. So check this out. John from one of our broker clients. So I think there was an agent from their office, and then the agent loved the product and got into the broker. The broker shared it with the whole, now pays for it for the whole office. And, we're getting into the expireds. I'm telling you, oh my gosh, so many people are engaging in converting expireds into listings. It's absolutely nuts how many people are having quick success. It's just absolutely wild how strong the Listings to Leads platform is for going after expireds. So if you're not part of that yet, hold tight. I'm going to show you how to get a part of it, get into that. Thank you so much. But check this post out from just about 2 hours ago. $925,000 listing coming in January 19th from one of the very first people he called after he started our training with expired listings. So the very first day he got active with our training, he called 5 expireds, right? With this, with everything that we train on. And he met with them initially. In fact, if you watch the video on our homepage, in fact, if we go back to our homepage, if you watch this video, he actually talks through the intro to getting this meeting, the script he used, the whole setup and everything that happened. I mean, it's a great call. I would recommend that you listen to that on our homepage. And so anyways, they're signing the listing, or they signed the listing to go live. They got the open house scheduled. Awesome stuff right there. Absolutely awesome stuff. And Mr. Steve down in Charlotte. Absolutely awesome. I'm going to put this link into the chat. So hold on one second here. This is, I'm telling you, people are door knocking. People are calling. People are texting. People are emailing. We've had clients get listings through our expired training every single way possible. All right. Through the phone, through the text, through the email, through door knocking. The only thing that I haven't seen so far yet is just straight up mailing. I mean, mailing is one of those things. Oh my God, just kill me now. I mean, to really get a strong mailing campaign going takes months and a lot of work. And I'm telling you, who wants that? Really? Do you want to sit there for 3 hours a day handwriting envelopes, or do you just want to cut through the chase and get in front of these people in such a way that starts getting you listings, listing appointments within weeks, not months, not years? All right, not all of that. Can you guys hear me or no? Someone says they can't hear me. You should be able to hear me. Can you guys hear me okay? Give me a quick yes, yes, yes if you can hear me. You only got to say yes once. All right. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So whoever can't hear me, I'm sorry. Probably your speaker. So get on that link a little bit later. It's actually in the mastermind group. So in my post just a little bit ago, there's a link right there, and that's a link to that same page. Now, more appropriate for this call is another post he just made about a day or two ago. Let me find it. I should have brought that up. I apologize for not bringing it up, but I know it's pretty close. It's pretty close. Let me see. Here we go. So this is from, all right, November 30th. So 3 or 4 days ago, 5 days ago, just wrote a $500,000 contract. The offer was accepted. It's expected to close 12/30. I talked to him a little bit after this from an open house ad that he did. So he had an open house, did the whole playbook, right? Did everything. And as part of the ad, in the ad, he generated a lead. He had the AI text follow-up from listings to leads, engaged the lead, qualified the lead. He followed up with the lead after the AI text qualified it, and just got his offer accepted for $500,000. So John got a $925,000 listing, got a $500,000 buyer. I know he's got other things in the hopper that he's doing with listings to leads as well. Just absolutely awesome. So we're going to talk about that today. You saw the video as you came in here today from Brian Matheson, and we're going to talk about Just Sold as well. So we're going to talk about a few different buyer ads, a few different seller ads. And when we get into doing the ads, we now have the ability for you to add custom questions. We got a whole bunch of questions. If you got an idea for a better question, let us know. When we get to that, you'll see what I'm talking about. But before we get there, just real briefly, in listings to leads, when you log in on your dashboard, scroll down. So scroll down. There's a section here called Database Email Blast, Engage Buyer and Seller Leads. There are 3 emails in the last week or so. And the one called Thinking of Selling After the Holidays, read this. You want to get this email out as quickly as possible. It's almost getting too late, but if you get it out today or tomorrow, you'll be fine. You can send it through your CRM. You can send it through listings to leads. If I click on the subject line, I've already sent mine out. I just have agents in my system. I don't have any real leads, but regardless, this is an email. And the point of this email is to let sellers know that if they are thinking about selling, and in particular, if they're thinking about selling after the holidays, that so are a lot of other people. And what's going to happen? Well, if all of these people who are thinking about selling after the holidays all come to market after the holidays, there's going to be a lot of competition for people. And so if they are serious and they would like to get their home sold, get a little bit less competition, buyers in this time of year are very serious. Otherwise, they wouldn't be out buying. And so it can be very advantageous to sellers to actually list their property now versus waiting until into January. Now, everyone's situation is different. We're not trying to pressure anybody into doing something that they don't want to do because holidays are very emotional and people are busy. So in fact, we addressed that in this email. Right here at the bottom, it says, and if selling during the holiday season isn't convenient, I absolutely understand. Whenever you are ready, my 100 plus point home marketing plan is designed to help you get yada, yada, yada. And this link right here, what it's doing, and I'll tell you, here's the deal. One of our clients shared this link with 173 seller leads. Check this out. This is nuts. This is blow your mind. She shared this link with 173 seller leads in her database, had 17 conversations. It's in our mastermind group. 17 conversations and one listing within 10 days of sending this to her database. And so that's the flip book. And so what we're doing is we're showing off your 100 point home marketing plan, the complete marketing plan to get your home sold to all the homeowners in their database. And I'm telling you, I had another agent who told me she printed this up and took it to an expired homeowner, and the expired homeowner was there. The expired homeowner just absolutely loved the booklet, so she printed it up. So she had a hard copy. All right, had a hard copy, and she's going to be getting that listing because the homeowner was so impressed with that marketing plan. And so this is just the online version of it. We do a lot of training in the expired, because in our expired training, it's really expired seller lead training, because pretty much the same mechanisms, the same tactics, the same strategies that engage and convert expired leads also engage and convert seller leads. Now, obviously with expired leads, they're more one-to-one because these are homeowners who we know their home has expired and they're going to want to relist at some point for the most part. So it's, we know these people are thinking about selling at a very high level. Not all of them will, but most of them will. With our seller leads, it's not quite that cut and dry. But, where you might have 100 expired leads, 80% are going to relist at least, within the next 12 months. With our seller leads, maybe it's only, 5 to 6 that are going to list. That's fine. So it's not as high of a percentage, but the same tactics and strategies that are engaging and converting those expireds are also doing the same thing for the seller leads in your database. So I want you to get this out the door. Stephen Robertson, first of all, Stephen, you need to get involved. I want to see you in our calls, dude. Yes, let me show you. If I go to listings, and we're going to get to Facebook ads, I promise, here in the next 2 minutes. So thank you for just indulging me because I really want to share this with you, because I know what we want are listings. All right. We want buyers as well, but I know we want listings and buyers. So if I go to the listings dashboard, I click on listing presentation. This is the flip book that link is going to, right? That looks familiar, right? That's just that's what's in the email. And this is the print version. I can download it as a PDF or a JPEG. And if you want to add an intro, you may or may not have an intro in yours. You can just turn that on, add your intro, click save, and then that will actually add an intro after the front cover, which is kind of nice. All right. Time limited. Yeah, dude, I get it. I'm just giving you a hard time. All right. Let's, I feel like there was one more thing I wanted. Oh, yes. There's one more thing I want to mention real quickly, because I want to make sure we have the Facebook ads are good, especially with our exclusive custom questions that we have now for you. You combine that with the AI text follow-up, it's just glorious. Back down here on the database emails, there are 2 more emails. So this is for sellers, your seller leads in your database. And then we have another email here for buyer leads. Before you wait for the housing crash, read this. And another one for your seller leads. For the seller leads, make sure to put, maybe a couple of days apart between the 2 emails. So get this one, thinking of selling after the holidays, out now, after the call, and then get the buyer one out. How it works is, you click on the subject line, And the editor, it's going to open up in the editor right here. You can edit this. And what both the buyer and the seller email are doing is they're talking about the fact that, the headlines, right? Home prices are falling in more than half of major cities. Yeah, very dramatic, very, very sky is falling type of thing. When in reality, it's a very small dip month to month in a lot of areas that have had high appreciation for the last couple of years, and very well written. If your buyers see the seller email, it's not going to be a problem. If the sellers see the buyer email, it's not going to be a problem, because we're just letting them know, hey, if you're a seller, here's how to take advantage of the current market that we are in. Price it right, market it right, make sure you position it, make sure it looks good. All right, buyers are looking for ready to move in, and value. All right, they're not necessarily looking for luxury per se or what have you. They just want to find a place that they can move into without having to do a lot of work, and that's going to be well priced. And for the buyers, what we're talking about is, don't try to time the market. All right. Don't wait for prices to fall 20, 30%, because it's not going to happen. But what you can do is, and you'll see at the bottom of both of these emails, both the buyer and the seller, there are call to actions, and you should read the emails before you send them. So for the buyers, we're saying, let me just scroll up a tiny bit here. For the buyers, what does this mean for the buyer? Homes are staying on the market longer. Sellers are more open to negotiation. You can often get seller credits, repairs, and rate buy downs, and a little bit more there. And want help turning this into a real plan. So this is the engagement between the buyer and back to you. You can offer them a list of price reduced homes for sale. You can offer them a simple buyer strategy and negotiating in the current market, maybe some down payment assistance information, and try to get them pre-approved. If they're thinking about buying, obviously we want to make sure they're getting pre-approved. So that's for the buyer. And then, real estate headlines are misleading. Here's the truth for sellers. Very similar structure and content relating again to the Case-Shiller report, what it said versus what's really happening. Similar again to the buyer email, talking a little bit about October existing home sales. In both of them, we mentioned that real estate is extremely local, right? Those national headlines can be misleading because your area may be popping, all right? Or maybe it's not, but whatever it is, it's going to probably be different than the national stats. And again, this is for the sellers. All right. Again, what does this mean if you're thinking about selling, as I mentioned a bit ago? And then the offer for the sellers is, again, a copy of our 100-point marketing plan, which was what we were just looking at, a current market value estimate of your home, a quick comparison of similar homes. So again, a lot of really strong engagement points for those sellers. So you got buyers, you got sellers. If anybody's got a quick question on that, let me know. Otherwise, let's get into it. Let's get at it. So listings, let's do a for sale listing. This could be yours or borrowed. Then we'll do a pending sold. You could be the selling agent, you could be the listing agent. So it could be where your buyer is in contract or your buyer recently bought a listing. Okay, that means you're the selling agent, and where you're the listing agent. So let me know everybody here, in the last 2 to 3 months, who has had a transaction go through, either as a listing or selling agent. All right. Because for all of you that have had a deal in the last even 2 to 3 months. So if you've had a deal in the last 2 to 3 months, either where you represented the buyer or the seller, you can do the pending or just sold. And those are phenomenal because they really are geared more for seller leads. So let's just do it. If you need help getting your listings into your account, let our support team know. And again, this could be my listing. It could be a listing that I'm borrowing. One of the things I will say is, try to make sure the listing that you're going to do is in a good area. And by that, I mean, you know, because there are, my wife is a mortgage broker and she's got a team of agents, not a team, but she's got some agents, let's just say. She's got some agents that she partners with, and she'll run ads for their homes. And some of them, I have to tell her, I said, this is not a good home to run an ad for. All right. The photos aren't great. It doesn't show well. It's way out, in the boonies. Or, there's just, agent taken photos sometimes, right, don't really work well. So if you're going to borrow a listing in particular, make sure it's make sure it's a listing in a part of the market I like to call meat of the market that is selling. I don't want a $4 million listing to market because I'm probably gonna get a lot of looky-loos, and I may not want to advertise a $200,000 trailer unless I'm looking for people in that price range. So, and if that's your market, great. And if you do $4 million properties, phenomenal. That's what you're going to be marketing. But if you're trying to generate leads that lead to transactions, even if you've got listings, try to find a listing, borrow a listing that is, again, in that meat of the market, that has good photos, has good curb appeal. All right. And will the ad work if I represented the buyer on a new build? 100%. Absolutely. In fact, you know what? I'll kind of mention that as I go through this. So let's do this. Let's do a listing for sale. I will do just active listing. Coming soon, just listed, active, open house. All of this will work. And I really want you to pay attention because, I see a lot of these trainers on YouTube and they got you in the ads manager and you're doing this and you're doing this. We brought all that inside of listings to leads. You don't have to go to the ads manager. We brought the entire everything that you need from Facebook inside of listings to leads. So you can retarget, you got custom audiences, you got your pixels. All that advanced stuff you can do with listings to leads. And you'll notice right here, location's going to autofill because that's going to be the location of the listing. Special housing ad category is already taken care of. The privacy policy is already taken care of. Everything is taken care of. This is so easy to do. 15-mile radius, for 9 times out of 10, you're going to leave it at that. And lifetime budget of 35. I'm going to up it to 100. 50 would be the minimum, really. We've got 35 just because that's just the bare bones minimum. Barely enough, really, for Facebook to even do anything with. Average cost per buyer lead is coming in at about $4 right now. $50. And if you got the ability, go do 75, do 100. I got people doing 300 a week because, they're having great success with it. But, $50 is what I would say as a minimum, and, 75 to 100 a week if you got the capability. It's going to run for 1 week. I can change the text and I can change the image. I can change the text. Notice I've got deal of the week, 0 down and down payment assistance options available. If I click on the change template button, you'll notice on the bottom, I've got all these different templates I can select from. I can just slide and you'll see all these different templates. I do like that one the best though, so we'll leave it at that. And there's a little edit icon right up here in the top left. And then from here, I can edit the text in that banner. I can edit the images. You want to make sure that you got the 4 good images of the property. Now, I just noticed something kind of funny. So I got the back of the house, the front of the house, bottom left, the living room, bottom center, and the kitchen, bottom right. This is a great template. It's a really, really good template because it allows you to show off different parts of the property. Sometimes I'll see they've got the sideways template, which I don't like here. This is the more vertical, right? Main image on top and then 3 along the bottom. And you may have, for example, and I've seen this before, front of the house, front of the house, front of the house, staircase. Not optimal. And so again, I can click in the upper left of each one of these images, and then I can just select a different image to put in there. Maybe like the bedroom, although I wouldn't do a bedroom, right? I like the front of the house, but I just want to show you how you can change these images. Because we want to show off the best images of the property, not a staircase, not a corner of a second bedroom. And I can change the color. I do like red for Facebook because of the contrast. It really pops on the Facebook, throughout the Facebook ecosystem. Now here is, do the borrowed listings have to be within your brokerage? Talk to your broker. Yeah, talk to your broker. Who are you with? Like a lot of brokerages give you permission to just market any listing in the whole company. So some companies give you carte blanche to, hey, if it's within our company, you can market it. They give you permission for that. But you can talk. I have seen agents hold open houses for listings from another company. So I saw a while back a Coldwell Banker agent hold an EXP listing open. I think it was EXP holding a Remax listing open, which kind of surprised me because I guess I wasn't. You see on Zillow or whatever, and you see open house, and it's like Coldwell Banker, and you get there, and then it's like, why is there an EXP sign in the front? I thought that was like a Remax listing or, whatever. So yeah, just talk to your broker. Yeah. Oh my God. If you're with Realty One, you can market any listing in your whole company. You got thousands of listings in your company. But again, talk to Derek or talk to Mark Ledbetter right over there at Realty One MVP Group. But listen, this is the key right here. We know the Facebook lead ad will give us name, email, and phone number, right? We all know that. Name, email, and phone number we get from the Facebook lead ad, but we can ask more questions. We can add 2 to 3 more questions. So check this out. Now, really, please pay attention here. Click on advanced options, and there's this button where it says create new form. Click on that. And you see where it says questions, form questions? If I open that up, right, there's our name, email, and phone number here kind of on the right side. And that's familiar. And notice there's 4 steps on the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is step number 2. Well, if I go to step number 1, it says, what is your time frame to buy? Would you like my free ultimate guide to buying a home? All right. So when somebody clicks on the ad, this is the first thing they're going to see. What is your time frame to buy? Would you like my free ultimate guide to buying a home? Not bad, but we can do better. So check this out. Now look at the left side. Full name, email, phone. All right. Always leave that turned on. Don't turn that off. I'm going to select 3 different questions. And the questions that you're going to ask are going to really depend on the listing. Now, these questions are all buyer questions. If it's when we get to a seller ad, it'll be seller questions. But notice here, what is your desired monthly payment? All right, other things here. For the person that talked about new construction, would you, even if it was I don't know if you can do just sold on new construction. I mean, you can, but that question is not really going to be available. Would you like me to send you current builder incentives or specials? So if that was a new construction listing that I'm borrowing, that would be a phenomenal question. There are 5 versions of there's 5 questions that are all the same. What's most important to you in your next home? All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 versions of that question. But notice underneath each one, and if you're logged in, it'd be phenomenal if you're logged in and you can do it with me. Notice it says for first-time home buyers, the second one for family move-up buyers, the third one for downsizing retirement, the fourth one for lifestyle second home, the fifth one for luxury executive. Every listing has a buyer profile. It may be a couple of different buyer profiles. That's totally fine. So, for example, if you're in Southwest Florida, you may be thinking, well, my listing is really great for both family and downsizing. Just pick one. The responses are open enough to be totally fine, even if that property falls into two or three of these different groups. But it'll be a little bit more geared towards one of them, and I can see what the replies available are by mousing over this. All right. So I'm going to select what is the most important to you in your next home. Okay, that's a great question. I want to find out because that's going to help me in my follow-up. And because this is why this is so powerful. We got the AI text coming up. That's amazing. But if I can find out from the lead what is important to them about their next home, when I follow up and I address that based on what they replied with. So they may have said, great schools are important, or private backyard and outdoor living space are important. They can even select all or most of these are important, right? So knowing what is on their mind is going to help me better follow up and better engage them. Would you like to be notified first when similar listings hit the market? I like that question because if they say yes to that, I'm going to set them up for a listing alert. Boom, done. Beautiful. And then what I'm going to do, if for anyone that says yes to that one, I'm going to call them up and I'm going to say, hey, thank you for, clicking on my ad for the property at 4704 Gold Lane. And I see that getting, being in a good school district is really important to you. I'm going to set you up on a notification for when similar listings hit the market per your request. What area in particular are you looking for? There's a few different areas that got good school districts, right? Whitney Oaks is really good. Those are beautiful homes over there. And then there's also Diamond Heights has a lot of beautiful homes, and you can talk a little bit about that. But if you never ask those two questions, you wouldn't even know anything. So do you see how important this is and how valuable this can be for you? And then let's ask one more. Let's select one more. Maybe I do. How many bed and baths would you like in your new home? All right. And there's a few different ways of doing it. That's kind of I think that's open, so that they're just going to put in what they want. And I can even change the order of the questions. So I could move, for example, I could move this one above. And now when they click on my ad, the first thing they're going to see is, would you like to be notified when similar listings hit the market? A lot of times if they say yes, perfect. How many bed baths would you like in your new home? Awesome. That's just going to be, they're just going to type in, right? Whatever they want. And then third, what's most important to you in your next home? Absolutely phenomenal. And once I'm done with those questions, I just close it and hit create ad. Boom. So give me a yes. Give me a yes, or yes, no, or no. Do you get the power of these questions? And do you see how to do them? We're going to do this a few more times. So you're going to watch me do this a few more times. But do you see, let me know in the comments, do you see a yes to I understand this or I don't? So that's yes or no. And then the second is going to be, or do you see how powerful this is and why this is so valuable? Right? Yeah. Awesome. All right. Now let's go do this for a seller ad. Let's do this for a pending sold. And again, you could be the listing agent. You could be the selling agent. I'll show you just real quickly here. If I go to add listing, manual, because maybe your buyer just went into contract, that cannot come in from a data feed. So you have to come into listing you have to come into add listing manual. and I can go, for example, I can say pending, in contract, under contract. If I was, maybe I just joined listings to leads, I could add a listing that was sold a couple of months ago. I could add a listing where I represented the buyer and I'm the selling agent. So, I want to, these types of listings are just so powerful to market. For generating seller leads, I like pending and sold the best, better than what is your home worth and all of that. All right, so I got a pending listing here already, and I got a just sold selling agent. I got a just sold listing agent. I'm going to go with pending. They all work kind of the same. Facebook and Instagram ad. Now, I forgot to talk about AI text follow-up. I will make sure to do that here because it'll work the same as it did for the last ad that we did, except this is more of a seller conversation. That one would have been a buyer conversation. All right. But the setup and everything works the same. So I will talk about the AI text aspect of this after we run this ad. So again, similar to before, location will autofill, radius, special housing ad category, privacy policy. We got all that dialed in. Lifetime budget. Now, these ads or these leads, typically about $10 a lead. So I want to go, you're going to have to go a little bit more, right? To $100. And it says here, another home in Rockland is now pending and is expected to close soon. And let's say I'm the listing agent. I might just say, or I could even be the selling agent. So if I'm the listing agent, I may say, due to my 100 plus point home marketing plan, DM or comment below to get your copy of this plan that was benchmarked GAIN's top agents across the country. And it was. That's what we did for you. And then it says, when this home is sold, it will affect your home's value. That's great. I'm going to drop this into the chat for everybody here, and you can copy and paste this, and that way you can have it for later if you want to use it. Very similar language I could use for just sold. All right. So for just sold, it would say another home in Rockland just sold, and I could say, due to my 100-point home marketing plan, DM or comment to get your copy of this plan that was benchmarked against top agents across the country. Right. Perfect. All right. $100 budget, start end date in 1 week. I can click change template, make sure all my photos are great, change the text, change the images. All right. We walked through that a minute ago. And, and you can even do a video. Let's say you want to do a video, right? So let's say, I'm not sure who we got with us today. Is there anybody here? Let me see who I know. Obviously, Steve and Robert, Steven and Steve. All right. So I know you guys. Patty. Okay. Darlene. Awesome. James. I didn't realize you were here, James C. Awesome. Good to see you, dude. But dude, you could do a video, and I would do it very similar to the script, unless you got something better, but it could be you talking in a video here in the ad where you're just saying, in this case, another home in Rockland, California just went pending in 33 days with a couple of different offers. Our 100-point home marketing plan got this home 43,000 views across all social media platforms, to our database, email marketing, and marketing in the area. If you'd like to get a copy of our 100+ point home marketing plan, please click below. Please click learn more below, or you can just DM or comment and we'll get that over to you. If you'd like to get more information about this property, be sure to click below and, go. I'm just making this up on the fly, but you get the idea. That could be you in a video. And, videos can work really well. Videos can work great if you got a script that is designed for the ad, right? We don't want to do a property video here. This is not the place to put your 5-minute property video. That's just not going to work. What will happen is people will watch that video and they're just going to walk away. All right. You see I got retargeting turned on automatically. I can turn that on or off. I can do a custom audience, but let's get at those questions. All right, because again, these questions are really going to help us with follow-up. What's the best length for a video? It's really about the hook and what you're saying in it. But that being said, there's no need to go more than 30 to 45 seconds. All right. You want to make sure if you're going to do a video, just on point, right? Cut any fillers, cut any extraneous, extemporaneous. You know what I mean? If it doesn't need to be said, don't say it, because in an ad, people are just looking for a reason to get off your video. So as long as you're saying great, good content and you're being engaging, but don't just sit there yapping. All right. The goal is for them to get to know you just real quickly, get comfortable with you, and then click through and become a lead. So with that said, let me back up again. Advanced options, we're going to turn that on. We're going to click create new form. And again, form questions. Now this is a seller. All right. This is not a buyer ad. This is for seller leads. And I like that first question. Would you sell in the next 1 to 3 months if you got the right price? And the options are going to be maybe if it was the right price. No, I would not. All right. And what is your time frame to sell? I'm going to turn that off. I may come back and turn it on. But let me scroll down because there's a few questions down here. I like these a lot. See how my 100 plus point home marketing plan works for your home? The options are yes, please, yes, and please customize for my home. Not right now. I had a client. She got 2 of the yes and please customize for my home responses on an ad she did a few weeks ago. Absolutely awesome. And all that is same thing as our expired. It's adding that. What you would do is you would get their property address, add it to your listings to leads account as a listing presentation, and then send them the flip book. And if it's like a luxury premier listing, or even just a regular listing, you could print the PDF. And I would go door knock. I would go knock on their door and say, hey, this is, hey, my name is Scott Pierce. You requested the 100-pound marketing plan via my ad on Facebook a couple of, earlier today or yesterday. And I was in the neighborhood and I thought I would just drop it off. And when they see their home, their name, and the address on the cover, you're going to blow their socks off. All right. So that's question number 2. And question, you know what I like? See how AI can help you sell faster for top dollar. Boom. So I'm going to rearrange the order. I'm going to put, see how my 100-point marketing plan works for your home. Then would you sell, and see how AI. So let's go look. And let's just talk through the follow-up here real quickly before we do the AI part of it. If you got a lead off this ad and they said yes or yes, customized for my home to the first question. And if you can't read it, again, it's a little small, I understand. But the first question they're going to reply to is going to be, see how my 100 plus point home marketing plan works for your home. So if they say yes to that, when you follow up with them, because you're going to have name, email, and phone number, right? When you follow up with them, you will send them the link to the listing presentation. That's the same link that was in the email that we were looking at the beginning of this webinar. All right. Next up, would you sell in the next 1 to 3 months if you got the right price? And if they say yes to that, in your follow-up, text, voice, email, ask them what price would make you consider selling your home. No matter what they say, all I'm going to say is phenomenal. All right. I got buyers, right? Our office has buyers. We have a lot of buyers that are looking in the area. Some have been pre-approved for months now. And when is a good time for me to come over and just take a quick look? 2 to 3 minutes is all I'll need just to get a feel for your property. I can come by either this afternoon or, Friday, in the afternoon. Or if there's a better time that works for you, let me know. Because my goal is to get over there. Because if they are actually thinking about, or if they would actually take an offer, and especially if they said yes to the 100-point home marketing plan, man, they're at least thinking about selling. And so in my follow-up, my goal is going to be, again, how much are you what kind of offer would make you consider selling? Even if they said $5 million on a $200,000 home, all I'm going to do is agree, because I just want to get over there. I want to meet them. I want to see the property, and we'll go from there with it. Now, the third question is, see how AI can help you sell faster for top dollar. This is another phenomenal one. And the easiest win here is, and this is, again, if you went back to that post from John, let me share something with you. And I think he says this in the interview on our homepage. So remember this right here. So when he first went to meet these people, he got a tour of the property. And one of the things he said, and I fell in love with this, and that's why we added that question. He told the homeowner, he goes, you got a beautiful backyard, but one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to use AI, and I'm going to create a AI image of your backyard with a pool in it and with like a nice grill area. And we're going to use that in addition to the original photo, right? In our marketing, we'll label it as AI staged or AI generated, but I want to be able to show people what your backyard could look like if they wanted to put a pool in it, because you may get a family that has kids and, they want to have a pool. And if your marketing doesn't reflect the aspiration of these buyers, you can't just expect people to, on their own come up with these ideas. So I'm going to use AI to show other visualizations of your property to meet the needs and desires and aspirations of different buyer groups. Does that make sense? Does everybody kind of get that idea? And Joan, you want to do both. I'm not going to get into that too much right here today, but you want to order from us, but you also want to be able to print them. And in our training that we do on the expireds and seller leads, I've got links to printers and binders so that you can do it at home. But there's a place for both. Okay. So are we cool on these 3 questions? All right. I'm going to just hit create new form. I'm going to close advanced options. And we're good to go. Boom. That could be a pending. That could be a just sold, listing agent, selling agent. Either way, it's going to be a beautiful thing. Now, we have all sorts of, you can run, in fact, somebody give me your website. Let's do a custom list of homes for sale to your IDX website. Because I see a lot of these people on YouTube, and they're excuse me, they're throwing you to the ad. Oh, AI text. Excuse me. Your sound is out. My sound went out. Are we good or no? Derek just said my sound is out. Yes, no, yes. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Yeah, Debbie says she can hear me. I think, Derek, you hit something. I forgot to turn my wireless off. Oh, it just drives me nuts. I got hardwired, and I keep forgetting to turn my wireless off. Okay. Steve says still good. Yeah, Derek, I don't know. People are saying they can hear me. All right. So real quickly on the AI text, this is so easy. If you don't have it in your CRM and you don't have it through us yet, then right here, AI text follow-up, subscribe, see conversation. Click there. There's a buyer conversation. There's a seller conversation. This is, my wife, who's a mortgage broker, John, we see on average about a 10 to 12% qualification rate through the AI text. And what is awesome with it is it's $50 a month for the first 2 months. And it is so you'll be set up in 2 minutes. You'll click next. You're going to add a credit card. And then on the next step after the credit card, you're going to select a name for your AI text assistant. And then you're going to select, you want buyer leads, seller leads, or both. And I think that's it. And then it's just going to start running. I mean, it's literally, I talk to people using Go High Level and some of these other programs, and they're paying like $400 to $500 for someone to set up their stuff for them, which, is kind of brutal. That's kind of a lot. And this is so just darn easy. I mean, it's so easy. So anyway, yeah, check out the AI text. And I got something I wanted to bring this up. Okay. So one note about the AI text follow-up. You generate a lead. The email that you're going to get from listings to leads. All right. So the email is going to show you, the lead name, their email, their phone number, and it's going to show you the 3 questions or 2 questions that you asked. So in my case, it would have shown me, what was the one for the seller? Whatever it was, question number 1, the reply, question number 2, the reply, question number 3, the reply. And then if you got the AI text, it's going to let you know, did the AI text initiate or not? If it did, it'll say AI text has been initiated. We'll let you know as soon as the lead responds. If it does not initiate, it's because either it's a bad phone number or it's a landline, and it will let you know which one of those it is. We are seeing over 80% good phone numbers across the country. So over like 85% probably. Most phone numbers are good phone numbers. And about half of the phone numbers that are quote unquote bad, about half are landline, and then about half are just fake phone numbers. That's just the name of the game. Every time the lead responds, you're going to get an email, and it will let you know what was the previous question or 2, and then what was the response the lead just gave you. There will be a button or like a little button in the email, and I can tap on that. It will open up your listings to leads account right on your phone. And if you want to read the whole thing, you can read the whole thing there. But the reason I tell you this is I can turn that conversation off anytime I want. So there's going to be times where it's kind of a judgment call where you could say, you know what, the lead is engaged with my AI text enough to where it's appropriate for me just to turn off the AI text and then follow up on my own. So I would get the notification. I see what the AI text said. I see what the lead said. And then I go, let me just follow up here. Because again, they said they want to know about AI text and how AI can help them sell. They said they may take they may accept an offer if it met their sales price. I want to find out what that price is. I want to show them a little bit about how I can use AI to help them sell their home faster with visualization to different buyer profiles. And they said yes to my 100-point home marketing plan. So I want to get that to them as well. So you know what? Let me just turn off the AI text, and I can do that right from my phone. Does that make sense? I don't want the AI text going on and on and on if I've already gotten a hold of them, or if I feel like, you know what, we're good here. Let me just take over and follow up. Now, typically, I wouldn't turn off the AI text until I did have a conversation with them, and I may reference them. I say, hey, Derek, this is Scott with XYZ Realty, and you responded to my ad and mentioned that you would sell your home if you got the right price. And I just wanted to follow up with that and see what price you're thinking of. And we can also discuss the ways I use AI visualization to help different buyer personas visualize your home better in ways that they just can't do through normal photography. And would you prefer if I email or send you a text for my 100+ point home marketing plan? Like, dude, that guy's going to be like, wow, all right, that's a lot of value you just threw at me. All right. And that's what I'm saying. That's how all of this helps you with your lead follow-up and your lead engagement. So anyway, I just want to show you that it's so easy to turn on and it's so easy to turn off. And it's really, really clean as far as those conversations for both buyer and seller. So somebody give me a website. What's your website? And yeah, 100%. Thank you for the question, Cheryl. Yeah, if you've got Lofty, for example, yeah, in your listings to leads profile, there's a tab called CRM integration. I'm not going to go to it right now, but right here in the bottom left, like the bottom section profile, click on that. There's another tab called CRM integration. Any CRM we can attach to. So some of them have a direct connection where all you do is you put in like a little code from that CRM into the spot in listings to leads. And for others, it's going to be what's called a lead forwarding email address. We've got Zapier, we got API Nation, we got Lead Connector for Go High Level. So with AI text, what does 0 to 10 extensions mean? Zero. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. 0 to 10 extensions. Yeah. Yeah. There's no extensions with the AI text. Now there is regular text like, sign writers text, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to 2, 5, 6, 7. Well, it's kind of odd, but text 1, 2, 3, 4 to 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's yeah, James, exactly right. That's the text code. That's different. AI text follow-up is, the AI text follow-up. The other one is more of like the sign writers or on a print flyer. You'll see that on the listing flyers. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. But so, hey, somebody give me an IDX. We got 3 minutes. And if you give me 5 to 10 minutes, I'll knock this out. I would love to show you how to run a list for custom homes for sale. We can do maybe a custom list of pool homes. We could do, all right, here we go. Patty Salerno, thank you. And let's see. SEARCHHOMS Atlanta. Hopefully I got that right. Let's find out. Yeah, that's exactly right, Charles. So that is more for your sign writers out in front of on your yard sign. We put it on the listing flyers. We put it a few different places, and what that does is you'll send a text like like for example 10010001 to 25678. You'll get the mobile responsive virtual tour for that property. All right, let's see how we can. And yeah, if you got more questions, yeah, definitely get to the mastermind group or support, either way. Oh yeah, you got 55 adult. Let's just do this one. Let's see what we got here. All right. All right. Now, what I don't like about this. All right. Now I'm just going to give you some unsolicited advice. When I land on this page, what I should be looking at is this. This is what I want to see. Making me have to scroll down is bad because a lot of people are not going to realize that they have to scroll down. So you're gonna lose a fair number of people just because of the layout of this page. If you got the ability to get rid of, why are you making me go through a whole search bar when I literally just clicked on what I wanted? Does that make sense? I mean, I literally clicked on 55 active adult homes. I should be seeing 50. I should be seeing those homes at a minimum. And nobody wants a map. Nobody wants to look at a map. They're too confusing. They just want to see the homes. So at the worst, I should be looking at your little blurb, but really, I should be looking at this right here. Yeah. All right. Patty's like, shut up. She goes, I already know that. All right. But it's for everybody else, Patty. I get you. Thank you. All right. But let me look at neighborhoods and let's see what we can do here. Let's do advanced search. And let's just do, I'm just going to make something up here. Price, let's just do 400 to 600. Let's just kind of keep it easy. Let's do 3 beds and 3 bath. And, I'd like to be able to do pool, maybe a few other things as well, but let's not worry about that at the moment. And I guess we're not going to see that. All right, let's just go back to neighborhoods. Let's just do Alfredo. All right, here we go. So I'm going to take the link. So this is essentially my IDX link. All right. So you can create a custom IDX link at your website. And again, preferable, it just lands where people are here and they start clicking through homes. In listings to leads. And you can do Google too. We got Google. In fact, we're going to be making that free for everybody. Create IDX ad right there. Create Facebook ad. So custom name. I'm going to say Folsom or custom list of Folsom pool homes for sale. IDX. Right. I want it to be lead ad and buyer. Right. It could be traffic. It could be video views. But I want those questions. I really want to customize those questions. So I'm going to drop my IDX link right here where it says website, primary text. Now, we don't have enough time to really spend a lot of time here, but I'm just going to say, click below for a free list of pool homes for sale in Folsom. And I'll actually post an example of a great ad that just performed really, really well. Headline, description, Folsom, California. Budget, I'm going to say, I'll just do $50 for a week, 1 week. Upload image and video. Again, it could be a video, it could be an image. For custom list of homes for sale, I love doing carousel. Normally I don't. Like for a listing, never do carousel. But for a custom list of homes, I like to show different price points or different styles of home in the area, just so people can get a little bit more excited about it. And so when you hear it says upload image video, you'll notice I can select multiple homes. And then once they're here, I can rearrange them and then put them in whatever order I want. All right. So now I got different homes and advanced options. And where is the custom questions? Oh, right there. I'm sorry. Create new form. It's already there. I don't even need to click it. All right. Right there. Create new form and form questions. And this is so awesome. Again, what is your time frame to buy? Would you like my ultimate guide to buying a home? I'll turn those both off. And I'm going to go, for some reason, I just go all the way to the bottom and I work my way up. Again, if this was new construction, I would you like me to send you current builder incentives or specials? That's so powerful. What's most important to you in your next home? So let's just say, this is an area that's really good for family move-up buyers. So I'm going to do family move-up buyers. And then I'm going to work my way up and I'm going to say, see if you qualify for 0 down, right? Affordability is an issue. So, I got a great lender. And if anybody says yes to that, what I can do is I can just call them up, get a little bit of information from them, and then turn them over to my lender. If you want to, you don't have to ask that question. And then I might do, would you like a list of price reduced homes for sale? And I could even do, if I didn't want to do 0 down or down payment assistance, I might do the, would you like to be notified when similar homes listings hit the market? And that is because even if they turn off like my website, like they don't register at my website, if I've asked them about the list of price reduced and similar homes, and I've done ads for people, probably 80% of people say yes to both. So they're going to say yes to the list of price reduced homes. They're going to say yes to similar homes, and you're going to find out what is most important to them in their next home. So again, it's just fabulous follow-up options. Create ad. And I think in the mastermind group, that's just going to cycle through. And I think in the mastermind group here, if I search custom IDX, I think I did a post on an ad. Maybe not. Well, I know I did, but I'm not sure. Oh yeah, right here. So this ad killed it. This ad did so well. And this is just from like a couple of weeks ago. And the ad, looking for a home with more land, more privacy, and more freedom. And I tell you, so there was another client I was working with, and I ran an ad for him. This guy was in New Mexico. The other guy was in Massachusetts. And it was a different custom list of homes for sale. I mean, New Mexico versus Massachusetts, you don't get much different. But the language is all different. And the one in Massachusetts was blowing wind. I mean, it was just awful. And I finally was like, oh my God, all right, you know what I'm going to do? I literally, exact same verbiage, except his was golf course and waterfront. And so I said, looking for a home with golf course or waterfront views, get a free list of homes with golf course and waterfront views, updated every 15 minutes from the MLS. See homes with golf course views, waterfront views, pools and outdoor living, right? And there's something else here in the fourth one. Tap below to view all waterfront and golf course view homes instantly. And then it went from like blowing wind to doing really, really well. So here you can see. Would you like a list of price reduced homes for sale? Yes, no. Would you like to be notified when similar listings hit the market? Yes, no. And then I was only doing 2 questions, and that's the IDX it was going to. So I was only doing 2 questions, and it was a little bit after that. I did some testing with 3 questions, and I was kind of shocked. I didn't really expect. I was expecting my cost per lead to jump through the roof, and it didn't. It didn't at all. And so now I'm just like, holy heck. I would rather get responses to 3 questions than 2 questions if my cost per lead is going to be the same. So, and I think everybody now gets the power of great questions, part of the follow-up, being consistent, all right, and having the AI text as your backdrop, because it may be 2 to 3 days before you get a hold of them. And then we all know what's going to happen. Best intentions are great, but what's going to happen is you are going to, skip a day of calling, then you're going to go a week without calling them. And at least the AI text is going to be following up automatically, right? Whether it's ours or yours, I don't care. I just want you to get these leads engaged and converted. That is 25 cents in the jar. Yeah, Chris, I got it. Yeah, well, at least I didn't say something worse to make $1. All right. Anybody have any other questions? Are we good? Do not forget your affiliate links. In fact, let me show you. I just had somebody this morning sign up, and they're like, yes, we signed up because so-and-so told us about it. And I was like, oh, no, I don't need to go to follow-up. Affiliate link right here. So if you're going to tell somebody about listings to leads, make sure you give them your affiliate link. All right. 15% recurring, no cap, no limit. What's 15% of $95? I mean, it's like essentially $15, like $14.50 maybe. So yeah, don't let people sign up without your affiliate link. We appreciate you telling people about us, but again, I just would rather somebody, because then if you're making a little bit of money with the referral link, you're going to be more excited about making more money. All right, Cheryl, thank you so much. All right, everybody else good to go? Are we good? One last thing I'm going to share before we get out of here, because I got to get going as well. If I click on the announcements on the top here, right next to your logo, you're going to see, and I'm going to be updating it today, so it'll be at the top again. If you want to join our Zoom calls on the expired and seller lead engagement conversion, right here. All right. We do a Zoom 4 p.m. I got a Zoom coming up in about 3.5 hours. And then I do 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. East Coast time right there. So join us if you want. All right, Steve, thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Rob, thank you so much. Robert, thank you. Steve, Kelly. All right, get out of here. Get it going. And we'll see you soon, everybody. Thank you. All right, bye-bye. Yeah, I'll post this in the mastermind group a little bit later. All right, thank you.